You are a leader. You have to be a leader. Because leadership is means that the act of guiding individual, the act of guiding on a team, the act of guiding a team or individual through achieving, through the achieve setting goals, through the directions and the motivations. Leadership also encourage others to take actions that they are need to succeed. Leadership is the act of guiding people and towards their goals. That means they have to achieve the goals that they have. This is can be a leadership. To be a leader, to be a great leader, it is necessary. To be a great leader, it is necessary to learn, cultivate the skills it takes to be active leaders. This is the definition of leader. And if you want to be a leader, and some people say, can I be a leader? As questions which has been posted that can I be a leader? Anyone can be a leader. Anyone can be a leader. You can be a leader. You don't have to persons who is officially being anointed or appointed. See, you don't have to be a mom or a dad figure, and it's simply it's about taking actions achieve. It's about taking actions to achieve. This is simply you have to be a commonly goal that bringing people along. Sometimes also the best example of being a leader, it occurs outside of the work achievements when you are in everybody who is mood. And often these situations gives us great insight to how we could be a leader and how we can take a leader in order to work. This is a leadership. When you are going to be a leader, everyone can be a leader because of the work, the actions that you are taking. According to the actions that you are doing, you are a leader. You don't have to be, official that bit appointed or anointed, in order to be a leader. But instead of your works, instead of things that you are doing, this could be helps you to be a leader. Also, if you are a leader, if you have been a great leader, that's you are going to lead the people, you are going to lead the others. There are some essentials, of leadership qualities that you have to possess. These qualities can make you to be a professional and greater leader. Let's me show you this some of these leadership skills. The leadership skills, number one is integrity. you know Integrity is a core of quality that every leader poses. You cannot be a businessman, to be a leader, or you cannot be a businessman as successful if you lack integrity. Self-development authors Brian Tracy says that whenever you are hold a strategic of brain, whenever you are hold the brain, you have the value to be the first value is everyone executive agrees on this integrity. The first qualities as a great leader, as in being a professional leader, you must have possess the integrity. Integrity is the foundation of a good leader. If you want to be a good leader, you have to have an integrity. This is can help you to be a professional and good leader. And the quality number two is the honesty. When you are honest, one of the essential leadership qualities is honesty. This is, or you have to be honest, because honesty is a quality of expected from the leaders. People have to expect from the leaders. They have to be honest. If you are really honest, if you are true with the people, you know honesty is expected from the leaders. And greater, this is a greater way that you have to be trust, and you have to respect from the people's reliability. And you have to, moreover, we look up to people whom have loyal to their words. Whenever you say words, whenever you say something comes out from your mind, you have to act. You don't have to say and to stop at the place. You have to do, you have to work, you have to be a trusted person. You have to, thus, honesty is the most valued traits, for the business leader or any leader in general. And the quality number three is we have self-confidence. Self-confidence is the found, abundantly administered trust leaders. Hence, they knew that about their compensations and leadership qualities. You know, when you have a self honesty, when you have confidence in yourself, you can do whatever you want to do, because self confidence is critical for leadership, because it gives them the wings. It gives them the wings to take risks. When you are going to take risks, you have to have self confidence. When you have self confidence, it gives you the way that you can take risk, to accomplish goal and fly high. Wings like to like have a bird, like a bird, to have wings and fly on. You have to have self confidence that whatever you find something, whenever you have any goal, you can achieve easily, because you have self confidence in yourself. You are confident in yourself. So that's self confidence is really important to be a leadership, a leader. To be a leader, when you are going to be a leader, you have to have self confidence in yourself. And another thing is, also you have to have a good vision. As you are a great leader, as you are a leader, you have to have a vision. You have to look forward. You have to expect what's going to come. You have to also problem solving. When you have any problem, you are going to solve these problems. When you look for the problems, you have to look on the root of the problems, and you have to solve any problems that you are facing your learners, or the leaders, or the people that you are leading. Another thing is that when you want to be a great leader, when you want to be a professional leader, you have to develop the many qualities. For example, when you are a great leader, you are going to develop many skills. You have to have a create you have to have creative. Great leaders must be creative and solve problems of the people. And they have confidence in themselves. They are honesty. They have self integrity. All these essential skills as a leader, you must possess. You must possess all these qualities. You must possess all these essential qualities in order to be a great leader, in order to be a good leader. And if you are another thing is that you can be a leader. Leadership is not created by with a person. Leadership can be poses. Leadership you can acquire. You can uh, acquire the leadership, because none of the people has been created who is to be a leader, or none of the people has been created as a leader. Yes, they have searched, they have investigated, they have worked on it, so that they become a great leader, and they become a good leader. And that's you can also be a good leader, as the people poses the leadership, because they are honesty, they work for it, so that they have become a great leader. And you can be a great leader. So the third one is another one is let me show you self-confidence. And number four is visionary. A visionary leader is far-sighted, is driven to the inspired by what company can be. Visionary leader work hard, and the greater good leader. As you are a leader, as you are being leader, you have to have visionary. Visionary also is great. A visionary leader is a far sighted. You have to look for a sight, you have to look for far, you have to expect what is going to be, what is going to happen. You have to have expect that you are a good leader. You have to have a visionary. A visionary leader is far sighted and driven, inspired by what company can become. Everything that you are going to do, you have to look for it. What is going to come, what is going to happen, what you have to do, what you are going to do. and also visionary works, for visionary leader works for fun, they keep work hard working, for work for themselves to update and change, ensuring a vision for the future perspective, they can prepare. A visionary leader also does not hold back. They cannot hold back the task race and unconventional decisions. All these things a visionary leader should not be taken into consideration. Another thing is qualities. From the qualities of the being good leader is a strong communicator. An excellent communicator. An effective communicator. An effective leader knows how to put across the message uh, articulately. you know when a person can be a leader, he can put a strong communicator. A strong effective leader knows how to put across message articulately. And uh, and also a great leader and excellent communication is the key of good leadership. Excellent, if you are communicating enough, if you are communicating excellent, this is a good key that's which a communicator, which a leadership can earn. And effective leaders knows how to put across his message. They know how the good orators, good leadership good leaders are good orators, orators, and communicates to get his or her work done. When you are a great communicator, you have to have a great communicator. When you have great speech, when you have great words, to say, to get what you are going to get. And they are also not harsh. Great leaders are not harsh people. They choose words and expressions which is suit with the situation. They don't use any words or any expressions. They use the expressions that could be suit with the place, with the situation, in order to communicate, in order to communicate well and allow others to express their feelings. Great leaders allow others to great to also to express their feelings and their attitudes, the things that they have in their mind, and their ideas, their opinions, point of views, uh, positive outlooks, all the things that a person must have, they allow them in order to say at a time. These are the great leadership. They also understand how important to solve, how to have a good communication, have good communication skills. They are also conscious with the learn from others, others behavior. From others behaviors, they have the act of learning from others behavior, which gives them keep understanding the human explanations or the human explicities. All these things a great leader must have and must possess and must look for it. And another qualities of the good leadership is problem solving skills. Problem solving skills. The leader of a leadership role are not only limited to be important to be management or to leadership, or when it problem solving is when it comes to effective leadership. Problem solving are skills. Skills are crucial. These are the crucial skills. A leadership roles is not only limited. Leadership is not limited and to manage and to deleging, all these things. And today, for any business, if you are going to take any business leaders, you must spectrum of the leadership. Also, for a peer has been shown here. And good leaders have an innate ability to respond to the problems. You know, yeah, spade innate ability. Also, a good leader have an innate ability in order to look what the problems that which has been faced and the company or the team or work, any kind of work that you're doing. You have to look for the problems. Good leadership, a good leader have skills of problem solving. And they whenever they face the problems, he can solve easily. Any problems have been um, uh, face any problem that has been faced them. They can easily they solve their problems which they facing them in their way or in the place which they are facing them. And another thing is inquisitiveness. Another thing is inquisitiveness. And inquisitiveness leaders is always looking for and finding ways to improve and build healthy future. Inquisitiveness. Have you ever watched a great leader sharing stories? Have you ever seen a great leader sharing stories and experiences to talks or TED Talk? TED Talk, which he has. Have you ever seen them? I presume that you have. You have seen many leaders, many people talking about in TED and TED. TED shows, which is TED Talks. TED Talks. Many people has talked about there, and they are great leaders, and they are excellent. Have talked about excellence and talked about leadership. Many things they have talked about. They have talked about the qualities. They have talked about their abilities. They have talked about the problems, which has and the solutions of the problems. Many things has been talked about. And would you realize how knowledge or crucial careers these leaders are? The words which have been cares about these leaders and their thoughts and their ideas, perspectives, all the things are unique and thought provoking. All these things are unique and they have thought provoking. And the reason behind their inquisitiveness, the reason behind the inquisitiveness of these people, yeah, and the crucial and the curiosity from life, themselves and curiosity from life, they pursue themselves. All the people which has been facing them, they pursue themselves instead. They are open and broadening. They are open and broadening. That these are good leadership. They are open and broadening. TED talks. They talks about many things. At their videos or at their lessons, at their things which they have done. And another thing is another qualities when as your leader is going to possess is to care for others. If you are great leadership, if you are good leaders, you have to care for others. The best leader have a side considerations factor. They are care about their people. Good leadership understand the balance. As I have said here, the balance is really an important point that leadership must understand, and work and life. The value of work and the life. All these things must understand as you are a leader, and the healthy, and they have to know the people's health and wellness. Wellness associated with life organizations and they play important role in attending successions and inspire their team members and make sure the staff, clients, beneficiaries, and customers. All these things as a leader, you have to understand them. You have to have pose them. You have to maintain them. As a good leader, you have to have self-confidence. You must have self-confidence. You have to have inquisitiveness. You must have integrity. You have to got problem solving. You have to solve the problems of the people, whether in a team or in a company or in whenever in every kind of work that you are doing. You have to have a great leader. You have to all perspective. You have to have all these things, and including them and the honesty. You have to be honest. You have to be honest with your leaders. You have to be honest with the people. You have to be honest with your company. You have to be honest with all the people around you. These are the qualities. This is the quality number one. That's as a leader, you must have a position. You must have a good leadership side. You have to look. You have to listen. You have to act. You have to do all these things as you are a great leader. Also the great leader must have the visionary. You have to get a vision to look for your company. What's will happen? What's gonna happen? What's gonna what will you do? You know what the people is going to do. How you are going to treat with your leaders. How you are going to treat with your teamwork. All these things, you have to look at them. You have to follow them, and you have to understand what things should be needed. And here's the questions coming out. The question is saying that what are the characteristics of good leaders? This is a question which has been that, the importance of the quality of good leaders. The importance of the good leader, is to include the integrity and accomplishment and empathy, humility, realness and vision. These are things which I have already mentioned, the qualities of a good leader. And saying that what are the characteristics of an effective leader? This is questions which is coming out, saying the characteristics of good leaders, also the characteristic integrity, dependency, and self-confidence. All these things which I have said. That what is an effective leader? Some questions coming out saying that what is the effective leader, as well as problems and directions. Inspiration person, the guidance leaders and good leader. You are an effective leader. You are an effective leader. Whenever you have solved the problems, whenever you look for work, whenever you see, whenever you are honest with your teamwork, whenever you are honest with the people around you, whenever you are doing things that can please others, you are an effective learner. Whenever you are doing things without delaying, without saying that I'm going to do it tomorrow, just you are taking actions at the time, you are an effective learner. You are an effective leader, and you are a good leader at a time. And also the question is coming out that what is an effective leader. This is the definition which I have already said. That what is the leader's behavior. This question is coming out here. It's saying that what is the behavior of a leader. The behavior of a leader, as I've told here, you have to behave in a good manner. You have to behave in a positive manner. You have to behave in the manner that which you can be pleased with yourself and with the people. You have to go well. You have to act well. You have to do all these things with honesty with the people, and also questions coming out saying that what does leadership mean to you. Leadership is about influencing people by what you say and what you do. The question is saying that what leadership means to you. Leadership is about and it's influencing people by your words and by your act. By your saying, whenever you say something that which you can please the people, but that which you can advise the people, that which you can get benefit from your words. And whenever you do something, all things, good leadership is influencing someone to do something, and well better and a great, when the people is doing something great and to do something really and important, really that's which you can please, which you can get benefit, which you can look forward. That's you are. That's mean. What is leadership? Another question is coming out saying that what do we mean by a leader? This is, let's say, one example for leadership. Sports, social. An example is saying that what is the example of leadership. The question is saying that what is the example of leadership. What in any kind of, whether in sports or across cultural experiences. Social groups. If you're in internship and volunteering. Passion project. Any kind of project you are doing, that means an example for that, because you are doing things with the people in team or in groups. In teams or in groups. How questions also saying that how do you show leadership. There are many ways. If you are going to, this is a questions, really great questions, and important questions, and really interesting question. The question is saying that how do you show leadership? There are many ways that you can show leadership. For example, you can get reputations of knowing your stuff and being with the behave and being with the b and to thought a leader. And also you have to leading edge of the industry, leading an edge of your industry. And also to join professional occasions, when you are good leadership, when you are going to show the leadership, you are going to share with professional occasions, and to look for a big picture, to look at the big picture. What I mean, you know that what I mean by a good picture. And you have to also network with purposes. You have to go with the network. For example, you are watching here. These the kind of purposes that you're going to get the informations. See, this is how you are going uh, to show the leadership. Also, if you are going to think positively and productively, you can think positively. What I mean by positive, that means you have to think with a positive, in a positive way. Productively, that means you have to go into, as you know that. And also you have to listen to the terms of others. You have to listen to learn from others. That means you are going to show the leadership here. Another question saying that, let's say, what is the most important leadership skills? This which all the skills uh, which I have shown you, which I have told you, they are the most important skills. You have to look at the skills. Question saying that, what is your management style? Best answer. This is, the best management style is when your employee led by the example of, not by command. When your employee is led by example, not by command, that means you're showing the best style of the best management style. Also meaning the people of skills learn from the listening, explaining instructions. Also, these are kind of working on your government employee, teaching with what teamwork all about. This is all about how you assert yourself as a leader. The question is coming out saying that, how do you assert yourself as a leader? If you are going to assert yourself as a leader, which be a very, very, very good technical, you have to be very good technical assignment. You have to be very, very good technical assignment. And you have to show the contemporary, enough and said, to be humble. You have to be humble also. You have to following nose. You have to say nose. You have to follow the, which is nose. Also, you have to be consistent. You have to be consistent, that you are going to. And also question saying that, what is, let us skip this. And how do you tell employees it's not more assertive, which is you have to skip these questions also. These are the questions. No more question. And as I said, that leadership is about just having a good look for the people. And you have to, one of the essential leadership of a good leader is ability to motivate people. One of the leadership qualities have the ability to motivate people, and to do their work. Also, good leaders always motivate their employees, at boost, they are setting, doing things which is effectively, with a great manner, and with a great forward, looking positively, doing taking actions without trying. The good leader always look forward, look for side. The good leaders just think about what will happen to his work or to his team, to his company. This is the qualities of leadership, and that's what I can say.